What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Solana's price hasn't been doing too much for the last few days, and people are wondering what in the world is going on. And so today I'm going to try to give you a quick explanation as to what's going on, why there is actually more happening than you may realize, and what you should be on the lookout for right now. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some Solana, some SHIB, SWEET, Bitcoin, ETH, whatever it may be, go check out that BTCC link down below. If you do start signing up and trading with my link specifically down below, guys, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means that if you deposit, say, $400 or $4,000, they're going to give you $400 on the spot to start trading with. So you turn that 400 into 800. That 400 in profit you just made, completely yours, no strings attached. You can invest it, you can withdraw it, you can spend it, you can do whatever you want with it. It's literally an opportunity to make free gains, and during a bull market like this, there's gains to be had. And so with that in mind, I want you guys to go check that out down below if it does interest you. This is a platform where there are some fantastic features. I think it's a great trading platform. You can trade on all the way up to 500x leverage. So if you do want to check that out, the link is down below if you want that 10% bonus. Now, looking at Solana, let's talk about why Solana's price again hasn't done really anything, why it's felt so boring for the last few days. Again, leaving a lot of people wondering what is going on. Well, the first thing that you have to think about is that oftentimes the bigger that a crypto gets, the more responsive it's going to be to the more macro environment. Obviously, Thursday and Friday, that was the holidays here in the United States. We had Thanksgiving and then Black Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are typically low volume days. So one thing you have to consider, it was destiny almost for there to be 3 or 4 days here that Solana really didn't do too much. But on the other hand, what people are also forgetting is that Solana is still in a major deciding moment right now, and whatever direction Solana breaks out of this range we're in is likely the way it's going to go for weeks. And so of course, taking some time to break out of that structure will take a while, and of course that's what I want to go over today. So of course, let me kind of give you a bit of an update. What major decision am I talking about? What structure am I talking about? What range am I talking about? What am I talking about? Okay, why does it make sense then for us to go sideways? Now, I will remind you, if anything that I say is super complicated, if you're new here and you are just trying to learn all of the ropes and stuff, or maybe you're advanced and you're just trying to elevate and get just better at this to make more money during the bull market, all that I ask from you specifically is to just stick around at the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to go over what's happening in the Discord server right now. It's absolutely insane. There's so much stuff. There's tons and tons of value. Daily TA, my buys and sells every now and then. We have professional traders, premium classes, live workshops, beginners courses, and we have a community making absolute butt tons of gains. So if you want access to this, if you just want to get better in crypto in general and make more gains like these guys are doing, all I ask, just stick around. Stick around to the end of the video. You're someone who wants to get better at this crypto stuff? Stick around to the end of the video. Just trust me. Now, let's take a look at what's happening with Solana, okay? So I said just now, so we have, of course, Solana, which is going to be impacted by the macro market, right? So a couple days of the weekend, couple holidays, etc. But I also said that it's stuck within a very important range, and that if it breaks in either direction of that range, it's likely where we're going in a few weeks. What does that mean? Well, if you guys remember, what we've been looking at for Solana recently in the macro has been these 3 DCA zones. As Solana's price broke towards the upside out of that big old range that we were in, I laid out these 3 dollar cost average zones, and I told you if and when Solana's price does pull back, these are the three zones that I'm expecting the bulls to step in at and Solana to try to bounce into a continuation upwards from. I do believe that we're going to see Solana's price push up towards $350 to $400 at some point, and I think one of these zones is going to be the support that we need to continue to try to work in that direction. And so because of it, what we have been doing is just doing some buying on each one of these DCA zones. Now, realistically, this isn't a ton of buying. My average cost for Solana is $31. I've even taken some profits off of Solana on these green days. So no, I'm not doing a lot of buying, but I do expect one of these zones to hold the price to the upside. Therefore, each one of them is very important. Now, what's interesting is that if we do kind of zoom in with that in mind, you can see that Solana is actually trying to maintain the top side of this zone. Solana came down to DCA zone 2 and is trying to build it into a support level. The issue is that as it's trying to hold this support level and go upwards, it's running into right shoulder resistance from what very well might be a very bearish head and shoulders pattern. And so what's happening to Solana right now is it's being stuck within this resistance and stuck within this support, and it just doesn't know where to go. When you combine that with the low volume from the holidays and the weekend, it's going to force Solana's price to go sideways until we do see more volume and volatility into one direction or another. And so because of that, it's not that Solana's price just isn't doing anything or that it's dead. It's quite simply that there isn't enough volume in the market right now to force a move from one of these ways because it's such strong in either direction. You have to recognize something. If Solana's price can hold some support right here, there's an argument to be made that it's going to go up towards $300 after. That its price has now come back down, set in more of an ABC macro low, put in that C wave to the bottom side, and is now going to try to use that to push up towards $300. There's an argument to be made there. And if that is the case, obviously this is a very important point of bullish support. There's also an argument to be made that if Solana does fully execute on this head and shoulders pattern, that its price is going to come all the way back down to $200 to $195. Therefore, meaning that this resistance zone that the bears are trying to hold in is a very strong point of resistance because they need the price to stay below this to validate this head and shoulders pattern. And knowing that there is so much, so much implied on whether or not we break upwards or downwards, it is, or upwards or downwards, it's very, very reasonable to assume that it's going to be difficult for Solana to break to the upside or break to the bottom side. So as I mentioned before, it's not just that Solana's not doing anything, it's in a battle right now. And if it breaks out of 230 to the downside, we might be heading all the way back down another 10, 15, 20%. But if it breaks 246 to the upside, it might be heading to $300. And so you have to understand that in this market, you have to be more patient because there will be these moments where it's going to take a couple weeks to make a decision, but those decisions can lead to huge gains in either direction, and you just have to be okay with that. And so my whole purpose of today's video is just to let you know it's not that Solana's just dead for some reason. It's in a massive deciding moment, and until we see more volume and volatility enter in the market probably sometime this week, we're probably going to be stuck consolidating within this little area, and that's totally okay. The longer we stay in here, the more likely it is that Solana goes up because we are in a bull market, so let it be. If we're going to stay in here, let us stay in here. It's all good, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. But of course, again, remember, we need to just be watching it. I told you in the last video, I'm not doing anything while Solana's in this range between this high and this low. I'm going to wait to see what direction we break out, and then I'm going to base my next trades and moves off of that. And so, of course, that's what we'll continue to wait on until I, of course, do update you on what next moves I'm going to make. Now, as I did mention before, if you're somebody who is just simply trying to get better at this crypto stuff, I want you to know that you can do that for the cost of a Netflix subscription or less. For the Discord server, you got to go through the Patreon, and through the Patreon, there's two options: $5 a month or $17 a month. And when you pay one of these, in which you can go see the differences in the perks, you're going to get access to the Discord server, in which when you join in, you're going to get some of the things that I'm buying and selling. You're going to see some of the thoughts and insights that I have about random stuff. For example, I dropped a 7-minute long video on my or voice message on my strategy for buying during a bull market. You get daily technical analysis, daily fundamental analysis. I've hired 2 professional trade teams to post their buy and sell signals for you to use or follow along if you want. We have premium classes that have released: 5 Keys to Bull Market Investing, Tyler Hill's masterclass of the Fibonacci's, where you can learn how to use a Fibonacci tool. We take notes for you. We have premium live workshops. We had one today with Crypto Atlas where he talked about what XRP is, how it works, and all that good stuff. Beginners courses. I have one on technical analysis, which is 30 minutes long. It's a 17-page PDF with 2 cheat sheets. I have 4 more beginners courses releasing on fundamental analysis, leverage trading, altcoin investing, and meme coin investing. And then finally, there's Tyler's tips, which are these small mini videos on just random stuff that you may need, like websites, tours around TradingView, tutorials, whatever, just extra helpful stuff. And as I mentioned before, we have a fantastic community that is literally printing gains right now. Absolutely printing gains. This is just yesterday. This is just last night. And since then, look at how many gains are being printed. And there's a reason, because the community is growing, the community is learning, and it's full of people who are just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing. So if you want to be a part of that, at most $17 a month. I think that's an insanely good deal. So go check that out. And don't forget, you can use that BTCC link down below as well if you want to get a 10% bonus on first time deposits. But overall, where we're at with Solana right now makes a ton of sense. I like why we're seeing this thing go sideways, and I think it's leaning in the favor of the bulls, but we just have to be careful of that head and shoulders like I spoke about 2 days ago in that Solana video. So I'll continue to keep you updated as this does get closer and closer to breaking out. All I ask from you is that you turn on those notifications when you do subscribe so you can stay up to date with the 4, 5, 6 videos we're uploading every single day. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.